I'd like to just briefly provide an introduction to the case study assignment. I'm going to be following the instructions that are posted on Canvas. Be aware that these are different. There's some other nuances, some other steps, a little bit more latitude on deadlines for the case study assignment. The work actually begins to be submitted in week 7. The materials are posted on week 6, as well as at a button at the top of the website. Let me show you where that is on the new home page for those of you that are using that. The home page has a number of buttons right at the top, and those buttons include case study and as well as the tab for writing papers. The case study button just takes you to a page inside Canvas that has exactly the same links that are on week 6 of the Canvas modules. So you'll find all of the links that are needed here. Also, there is a link for writing papers. And again, this is simply the same that's in the top module of Canvas. All of the links for formatting, grammar, those kinds of things. So you'll find these are all ready for your use, so you can get to them either through the small buttons on the home page or in the top module of the Canvas modules. In the directions and the instructions about the case study, notice that it's 10% of your grade. You're going to be working with the PT cycle to work through a real situation in your church, either former or current. And be aware, as I explained here, that if you want to fictionalize some elements, there's instructions on how to do that. The case will be analyzed using the PT cycle. Each step of the cycle should get a paragraph or so with approximately equal words, but I'm aware that you need to make that work for you so that you have a sense that you've covered the step adequately. Notice that in each step, you have two things. You need to introduce the content for that step, the materials from books, the theological concepts, for instance, for step 3, the biblical materials, but you also need to talk about how you would lead a group through this stage of the process. So you're showing me you both understand the content of that particular step, but you're also showing me that you understand how to lead a group based upon the course materials on leadership that we're working with. So current praxis, then resources from the context and culture. This is not new to you. Christian texts and practices, biblical materials, theological materials. The stories that are available on the ground or how you would go at getting stories, what kind of stories you need, how you would obtain those. And then the approaches to imagination and experiments. How would you lead this group? What kind of resources would you use? What kind of process would you use? Now, the deadlines, the sequences are what are a little different here. So this is what matters. You'll sign up to begin your process in either week 7, 8, or 9. And there's a table for you to sign up, and up to 2 people from each group can sign up for each week. So for example, if you sign up in week 7, then during week 7, your submission is due into a group discussion by Friday noon of week 7. So you will post it into your group, and your group will start discussing it. So be aware that if those of you who did not submit that week, respond to each of the uploaded case studies, or for the 2 of you, make sure you respond to the other student's case study. So by Monday, close to midnight, respond to those, engage them. And I explained here what it is that I'd like you to do in your responses regarding asking questions, what you're pursuing, what you're trying to do as you respond to each other. Then if you're one who uploaded on that week, you read everything that your friends in your group have provided and you redraft. That final redrafting is due the next Sunday by midnight. And so you'll finish revising, decide it's your final product, and then you'll go back to either week 6 where the link is or that button at the top of the Canvas homepage, and you will submit your final draft under case study final submission. So as I said, for example, if you did your original draft by noon of week 7, you'll have the feedback by the following Monday, and then the next Sunday night, your final paper is due. Those of you who are okay with a B or lower grade, then that's really all you need to do. But if you want a B plus or higher, then you'll also need to submit some other kind of visual presentation. A video, a PowerPoint, a Prezi presentation, interviews with people if there's real people there. Not just a repeat of your material, not just a summary of what you've already done, but something that actually augments what you've done in the case study. And you'll see that on the assignment, a summary. And remember, the rubric is always just a summary of what's in the more detailed assignment. There's a couple of ways you can lose points. One would be that if you don't engage each of your group's other members' draft presentations. So make sure you respond to everybody in your group. And then the normal requirements around syntax, clarity, grammar, format, how you do your references, whether or not you have a bibliography. These are just standard Turabian requirements. So make sure that all of those are in good shape. Just a brief note then finally is all of these assignments are built from your autobiography to your leader essay to the case study. It's also possible, if you wish, to decide that your case study is what you're going to expand more fully into your final paper. So it can contribute toward that final assignment. So that's an overview. Engage with each other, engage in the discussion about class assignments if you've got some specific questions to let me know if that's true. Again, all the details are here on Canvas.